All right, everyone, welcome back. If you're being extra attentive to the schedule, then you may notice that this run is not the same as what it was when the schedule first released. That is because when the O2 schedule first released, there was not a glitch that broke pretty much everything and lowered the estimate by a ton. So we changed our category to no major glitches. To tell you more about that, here is Mageius.
Hello, all. Just doing one last final check to make on that one because I heard a bit of static EO on my end, so just making sure of that one. Anyway, welcome to Wing of Darkness. First piece of tech before anything else. All those that play on the Switch, you notice that little wrench down at the bottom? That's because I actually have to button remap this game just so I can manage to target things faster. But I'll try to explain everything as I go. Almost none of you have probably heard of this game. One of those titles that came out in 2021. It's a bit of a budget-friendly title, but I think you all will enjoy it. So I guess we'll start this up. We'll pick our language, and we'll get ready for things. Now, hopefully, depending on how well this goes, at the very end, I'll be able to showcase just why this category had to change. It had something to do with something in the original run we could do, which was involving despawning a bunch of enemies in Mission 2, but as luck would have it, I found a way to break that in Missions 2, 3, 4, and then 6. So anyway, I guess whenever you guys are ready, I'll give a countdown from 5, because timing starts on hitting OK here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So first things first, I'll be mashing the Y button until if you look at the bottom left right-hand corner, you'll see a hold to skip option, and we'll be doing that. This story tells the story of Erica and Clara, I think is how they pronounce her name. I'll try to go into it where I can. So, some quick, fast action on that one. And hold on, because I got to do something really quick, which is blink and you miss it for the prologue. And that's the prologue done. So, in the prologue, we are expected to die at some point, and the faster we do that, the faster we complete that. So because we can take damage from doing too many invasions, it's just faster to just backflip into oblivion until we die. So that's the first mission done. Now, we skip through all that stuff. I think the type of things are called Frarlines or something like that. It's hard to remember. But for first things first, we want to go change our loadout. We need to change our loadout to basically make things faster. We want to first and foremost change this to this. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. And we want the Javelin. We want both of those because of the ability to target more things and to more accurately target them. In Paradoxical, we get a lot more health, but unlike every other difficulty, we don't get it back, and the time it takes for stuff to recharge takes a lot longer. Because hard mode, you take more damage, and then it takes a bit less time to recharge. Paradoxical ramps that up to 11 in a sense. So we're going to do this here, boost up, multi-target where we can, and get rid of all those, because we have a lot more ammo. Because of that, it's a lot easier to just get and multi-target all the enemies here. So we'll get rid of them. One left. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Here's the first checkpoint. We'll wait till the next enemy will spawn. Next group of enemies will spawn. Also, because I know we're going to need to adjust the audio, because it's a little loud. There's all that, and I also like to have a bit more controller sensitivity so I can adjust the camera because tank controls. So using the left stick to essentially move a bit faster is positive. Come on, there we go. There's the next set of enemies targeted. If you look down in the bottom right corner, you can see, my ammo count at present. Side note, this game also is on, I believe, the PS4 and PC. For starters, we're just out on a basic control with Erica. We're like the new recruit. We have like some special power or something like that that makes us just a good a good person to be able to You know, like the whole like alien thing on that one. Hard to describe everything on that one. We want to do that there. Actually lock onto some of the things because of multi-targets. And make sure we fly around to get these specific things here. There we go for those. The game does have a lot of glitchy things. It was a budget title to begin with. As I said, swap over there, move that there, fly through the enemy ship there. Fly close. Fly close on that one to the next one. Because this mode is all about having accurate targeting, not wasting your ammo for firing. Because of lower difficulties, I would be wasting it, you know, and trying to kill as fast as possible. Here, I am just trying to conserve my ammo, do turns as quick as possible. One left. That was not the correct one. The game does like to trick you sometimes. And on this difficulty, it is very much a pain if you lock onto the long enemy, and as you can see, the game does like to do that. Come on, where's the correct one? Firing that one. Are you it? I think you are it. Hate when you just, like, think you know which one it is, and then you, like, misheard it on that one, but that's the first mission done. If you read down at the bottom, you can try to follow along the story on that one. Sadly, you don't see all the cutscenes. But just know that Erica and Clara end up becoming good friends, you know, that kind of stuff. Story of, like, how they care and all that stuff. By the way, apparently the world we're on is Venus. At least they tell you that at in the actual epilogue. So we're going to match through here, the results screen. The timing of this game is actually in real time instead of mission time, because a few of the missions do not have results screens, and also because you'd have to do a few other things, and, well, any percent being completely and utterly broken. So I've got to come up with a possible better name for the category as to whether or not NMG works or no major glitches work, but I'm just calling it no major glitches for now. Might shorten it to NMG, but either way. Hopefully you're all enjoying this. Anyway, this is our first stealth mission. And this is the first mission. If this was any percent, we would be despawning most of every enemy. But since this isn't any percent, we won't be doing that. We need to position ourselves perfectly here, hold with the chart, so that way we can just take them out all in one go. And slide this way. Set up just so that way we can target all the enemies as fast as possible, not wasting any extra shots. As you can see, we don't really get as much. We're keeping the kit as it is because 2/3 of it are what we would normally want. So it's just faster to save a little bit and use the saw on that one instead of going in and changing it to the striker, as the saw is basically the machine gun here. Makes sense to why it's called the saw. We want to set up all that one there, target that. Note that there's enemies from behind. Lock onto them. Take them out like that. Make sure to remember that I'm there, so I have to turn back around. Follow the arrows on the ground. As you can see, the blue arrows like that. I'll be sliding a little bit here. Backing up a little bit, so I can make sure to target them. Get close as anything to those. Use them. One left. And because the enemies don't try to dodge as much, we can easily get rid of them. Wanna fly again. Nicest thing about this is we do get to keep some of the stuff basically maxed out. Now this, I'm destroying a little bit of those there, not because I need to, but because it makes it a bit easier to avoid actual damage. So we'll fly close, fly on those things. A lot of these enemies here have a bit more health, so we're going to back up a little bit here and there. Try to take them out before they get away from us. Target there. Target there. Target that there. Target there. because trying to talk while doing this on that one is a pain. We'll want to target them, you know, get close enough so we can multi-target them. Backflip again, using our evasion maneuvers to help with dodging things. And so we'll go there, wait for the next enemies to spawn, and hold on a minute because I need a drink. So, sorry y'all. High, fast-paced action. You gotta do what you gotta do, and take those small bits of time when you get those small bits of time. More enemies popping up. More enemies trying to actually cause us to waste some ammo. So we want to back there, fire there, get rid of them as fast as we can. Hence why we like to use the however it's pronounced. Because, well, getting enemies killed faster, instead of having to try and lock on as much as we can, it just saves time to do that. Want to flip as much as we can. Try to get rid of as many of them as we can. Use our health. Use the fact that we get a lot more health to tank damage. You will see me actually flip around and try to actually line up my shots. This is so that I will be locked on to some of the enemies. Use the saw because I can. See, each of the actual weapons has a different damage value. This weapon, the javelin, is good for long range. Has some decent damage, at least according to the info, which, if you can believe, it's sometimes harder to, especially with some of the glitches that are in this budget title. Go there, because I have enough ammo to survive, and get rid of them fast as anything, and it's mission 2 now. Again, any percent, we would be skipping all this and be beating it in under, about 30 to 40 seconds faster than any percent. Oh, then no major glitches, but then again, a bit more than that, but I've put a lot of hours of practice into this game, as this was one of my GDQ submissions, and I rooted it myself. Shoutouts to giving yourself about 5 days to root a game, and picking a short game, but ended up being very fun and very interesting. So we'll mash again. To skip the whole like things on that one. I'll try at some point to slow down so y'all can see the characters' faces at some point, because both of them, you know, full 3D type stuff. Anyway, we're tasked for taking out 3 giant enemy aircraft right now in the mountains, hence the title. We'll be going in and actually changing our kit with this to the Striker. The however it's pronounced, is our shotgun, and normally we would not want the extra missiles because they move, because they don't deal as much damage. But this is a mission that you have to handle uniquely in Paradoxical, where your ammo count matters a lot more, because we not only have to defeat these 3 upcoming giant enemies, we also have to deal with enemies that spawn after we destroy each of them. So we want to slowly but surely position myself so that way I can use the missiles. Oops. Want to backflip down and descend a little. Try not to die. Slowly mash up to get there. Lock on multiple enemies. See the whole things like the engines, and just slowly slide and deal damage basically with in our movements. Slowly do that one there. Want to take the shots more conservatively because I don't want to overheat. Avoid the frickin' mauling attack there. Slowly rise myself up a bit. I think I'm still targeting the correct one. Doesn't really matter because we have to get rid of all 3 anyway. Backpedal a little bit with the actual other stuff. Move super slowly. Sorry if I'm being a little quiet here. It's more making sure I do not waste ammo because this mission's ammo count is very tight. want to basically move that there, do that there, come in close and shotgun it. As you can see right then and there, the actual amount of damage I'm dealing. Want to slowly do that one so I get enough space to be able to take it out with having the other stuff. I'll explain why we choose the Striker as our secondary in a little bit. It's namely so the enemies that spawn, we can get rid of them faster, because the Javelin does not deal as much damage to it, and we need to be able to take out all the enemies as fast as possible. Those enemies there are actually decoys to some degree. Want to backpedal up like that. That there, flip perfectly there, so I can multi-target all the enemies there. Slide out, wait. Distance myself just so. As you can start to see just like how much ammo I'm going through, just making sure I can get this completed. And need to actually make sure I do not waste as much as I have. It's more than I'd like, so we'll probably be waiting a tiny bit of time. As you can start to see just like how much, you know, mistakes on this one can start costing me time, because of how long it is taking to give me more ammo. And I'm having to wait and hold off to actually make sure that I get enough ammo to take out the giant fortress. You know, the giant thing. I'm just doing that there, sliding along, targeting where I can, moving up slowly, basically making sure I target as much as I can, taking some damage quick, all while letting my shotgun slowly get back some ammo. Normally I'd be swapping through it because I'd already have the ammo restocked by now, if this was a lower difficulty. The game also is very touchy about where you deal damage on these things. Come on now. As you can start to see now that I'm letting low on ammo, I have to now start picking where exactly I want to fire things. That's another reason why you start seeing me choose different weapons for this type of stuff, so I can complete the distance faster. As you can start seeing, like, I'm just going to lose time from having to wait for my ammo count to get back up. Can't really afford to wait anymore or waste my shots. As you can see, picking my spots to where it'll actually count for damage versus other stuff. Come on now. Okay, come on, game. Play nice for me. Play nice. Okay, come on. Come on now. Be nice, please. Be nice for me, please. There we go. Finally. Although I'm low on strikers now, but you'll start seeing me deliberately avoiding every enemy I can, and you can start to see just like how the how I now have to start being more precise with my attacks. Because we're picking the best of the options to make things fast. And if you notice, screwing up some earlier and missing some of my shots is going to make this section a bit harder. Because I now have to pick spots where I will deal some damage, but not as much as I'd be liking to. Okay, come on. There we go for that one. 15, 14, oh, 15 now. As you can clearly see, I would prefer to have had more things to take damage earlier, but it's all in the estimate. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Because I prefer to not have to use this on the enemies because of how hard it is to lock onto them. And just like how long it takes with precise shooting. As you can clearly see, like, I am out of ammo. So we will have to wait for some of that to refill. And this mission is already tight on its ammo count. But if I were to pick another weapon set, it would actually be a lot harder. There we go for that one there, that one there. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait some. Wait for a little bit on that one. It's at this point that you can start seeing just like the challenge of frickin' paradoxical mode. Where I have to actually take my shots in specific ways and let myself regain some ammo and take damage where I can. Like that there. Like take that there to take out an enemy faster. Like walk on some of the stuff and just manually like get some damage input. And sorry if I'm not speaking as much, but hopefully you're all enjoying this. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the marathon so far. Let's see, I've got one shot left. Snagged one of them. Come on. Okay, there we go for that there. Okay, come on now, game. Be nice. There we go for that one there. As you can start to see just like how much precise I need to be to make sure that I get the enemies killed fast on that one. Because you start noticing like I have lost a lot of health between all of this. Fire my missiles where I can. And these missiles do not deal as much damage as you'd like. And they aren't very accurate. There's one. Okay, let's go for this. There we go for that one there. Okay, there's that. Want to try to get in close, so I can try to snag it with some damage. Okay. Missed that one there. Got that there. 3 left. Come on now. Come on. There we go. 2 left. 2. There we go. Again, story-wise, we're tasked with getting rid of this enemy base. Well, not enemy base, but these flying fortresses that we've already taken out. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Again, if we had used our normal combination, we would actually have run out of ammo a long time ago. And this would make it a lot longer. But there we go. We just cleared the mission. With barely any health left, too. But we cleared it. And now, just to show some fun facts, I cannot take damage now. Also, the longer you take with using this when you don't have boost, the longer it takes to actually refill. And then we're now going to mash through here. Lost a little bit of time due to lack of ammo. And now we're on to the first enemy base we have to capture, in a sense. Fun fact, story-wise, Clara gets a message from, letter from her folks, wishing her happy birthday wishes. Erica finds out. They're starting to become friends, battlefield, like wingmates, stuff like that. And she decides to set up a surprise party for her. So we're going to go to our loadout here. We actually want our usual setup here, because this mission is all about getting rid of lots and lots of, just borrow the Star Wars term, snub fighters, or, those one-off enemies. So we're going to want to set it up so that we can actually take them out and have a lot of targeting. And the kit that we've got really does help with that one, rather than trying to avoid stuff. So we'll want to wait for that to recharge a little bit for the boost. Slowly tap upwards on the ascent. And as I said, this is really a fun game. I do highly recommend it, that one, even though it did not review quite well. But it's fun, it's short, and it's sort of like a you wish the devs had done more type game. Backpedal up a little bit. Avoid the missiles. Get some of the enemies fired. Want to slowly target them as one-offs, because if you notice how they're starting to evade a lot more, and how you start to see just like how much our least amount of ammo, can cost us. Also, this mission has a lot of like fake enemies that, like are there, like they don't count for the kill count. So firing and destroying those sort of does not help. It just wastes ammo. Now let's make sure I've got the right target. I do now. So there we go. Because I do not want to waste ammo on that one. We have to get rid of a bunch of enemies to get that barrier that I'm just showing you all down. So I want to slowly descend a little. Head this way. Sorry, y'all. Because this mission does sort of get a little bit having to keep track of where you are. I want to backpedal a bit. Get as many enemies as I can targeted here. And try to use the fact that we've got some, high targeting, and high accurate things to help with getting rid of some of the enemies without us having to try and waste individual shots. So want to do that there. Fire that there. Fire that there. Pull up here. Run over here. Multi-target again. That's it. This is all about just like actually preserving correct ammo and actually targeting perfectly. Like wanna pick the correct amount of ammo for certain things. 6 there. Try to dodge into their line of fire just before I fire, so that way they fly right into me, so I do not miss shots. There's 1 left. There we go for 0. Another set will spawn over here, so we need to fly towards that one. Let's check the ammo count. Solid. I've still got enough strikers, so want to head towards here. I may only say 7, but it gets to be like 22. It's as you can see clearly, just like how much just spawned in. Sorry, 21-ish. So wanna just into where I can multi-target on all of them. And immediately start getting rid of all of them. Try to tag as many enemies as we can. Because a lot of the enemies fly around, even though we'd get more ammo with the conventional missiles, the fact of being able to lock onto multiple enemies, it makes sure that they deal damage, that our shots hit outright outweighs the fact of having a bit less ammo. D16, fire. Okay, you unlock all that. Fire there, dodge there. Back up that, unlock on so I can get those to hit. Fire back, pull around. Hopefully you're all enjoying this. I'm guessing so because no chatting. I'm serious, all. Chat. If you're enjoying it, shout out yourselves in chat. Hopefully you're all enjoying the marathon so far. We're trying to entertain you the best we can. 7 left. 6 now. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Zero. Okay, now we need to fly down in here because remember I said we were fighting some aliens. This will be the first time you get to hear them. So we want to position ourselves just so we avoid the giant laser and we target as many of them as we can. Because we want to damage them as much as fast as much as possible. We want to destroy these. As I said, this is where you have the fake enemies start, the ones that we don't need to destroy, just start to cause us problems. We want to take out these giant ones here. Sometimes it will lock onto it, sometimes it won't. Want to avoid the missiles there. Use the strikers. Now these actually do count for a couple kills instead of like the others. So it's fast, so it is actually worth getting rid of them. Fire where we can. Okay. Make sure we close in. Try to make sure that we do not take as much damage from the giant amount of missiles. Okay, sorry if I'm being a little quiet, but it's more just trying to dodge everything. Because I'm legitimately trying to move into their line of fire just as they would approach me, so I can hit them with a direct shot. So I can more precisely deal damage to them without wasting a shot. As you can start to see just like how precise it gets to be on that one. 5 left. 4. I don't know, was that an actual one? The fake ones? Yes, it was. Come on. Don't need to go here. Want to fly back up. Find one of the correct ones. As you can start to see like just how precise I need to be within here. Come on now, game. There's 4. Ah, crap. Oh! You can just start seeing just like how brutal it can be sometimes, and I was hoping for that not to happen, but you take what you can get here. At least I get a free refill for the ammo and some of the health back. Off target on that one, because this does not want to lock on sometimes, and as it was said before, this does count as kills. So, pardon me all, because I need to make sure that I get rid of them. Because gotta be conscious of health now. Dodge that one there, dodge that one there. Gets that one. Okay, let's see you. Come on now. 10. Come on. Did not expect a death here. There we go for 9. Again, estimate is purely because I've got to make sure to avoid things. Like the missiles. Come on now. Here we go for that there. Finally gets rid of that. Come on now. Come on now. There we go for that. Gets that in there. You can see just like how things can go from having all the ammo in the world to making sure I can get rid of enemies within this mission. Come on. Come on. Come on. Want to get rid of this thing because it does count as a extra few bits of attack. It counts as multiple kills. Yet sometimes it does not want to lock on to it. As you can start to see just like how the game sometimes will not count some things. Come on. Come on, Gabe. Play nice, please. Come on. Let me target these, because I can. Sorry if I'm not being as entertaining as possible, but this is one of those games where you have to concentrate a little bit. Come on. And this run is a bit intense. But isn't that a good thing? Okay. That's it. Come on. Avoid the giant laser, mage. Avoid the giant laser. There we go. 3 left. Over multi-target where I can. Come on. Come on. Unlock on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let me go into that one, please. So count it down to 1 instead of 2. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on now. 2, 1. There we go. 2 left. No, I do not want that. That's not what I need to kill, Gabe. As you can start to see, like, how Gabe will not count some things as a target. Come on. Come on, game. Because what it does want to lock onto something different, it does want to lock onto something different. Come on, I need you to target the correct thing. Because when you are off having to actually target stuff that it won't want to target, it just does not want to let me. And I believe this is legitimately what it's counting as the last target. So, having to avoid things again. Remember, as I said, this game was a bit of a budget title. So let's back up, see if I can find more enemies that will actually count. Okay, so it'll target that there. Come on. So I do not want to have to redo this entire mission. Okay. Because that's a bit of a time loss. As I said, this game does want to act up sometimes. Luckily, if it does cause a problem, I can always restart. But, as I also said, it's also a pain. Fine. You want to not let me actually get my other stuff on it? Come on. That's why I said this game loves to actually be a pain. And if you notice, just like what's left on that one, target-wise. There's one enemy, I think. Notice I say think because it's because sometimes it will want to act up, as you can start to notice. Come on, let me destroy this thing, please. Also, shoutouts to some of the interesting mech looks on it. I don't want to be the I'm losing too much time for it to actually let it work, so I'm going to have to take a restart and hope the heck that it does not despawn things. Which looks like it's going to. So we're going to have to back out to the menu. Remember I said this game was a little glitchy, so we're going to go there, have to take a 15-minute time loss. This is why this is in my estimate. Oh, luckily the rest of the game should hopefully not have problems. Have to change our loadout again. What essentially happened there was the last enemy that kept not wanting to die was apparently what was counted as the last enemy I needed to kill, and it was not letting it be destroyed. And because of that, it's sort of a soft lock. Took me a bit to find out on that one, but it happens. We'll shake it off, we'll shake it off, we'll shake it off. We'll shake it off. We'll fly this way, hopefully go here. Not lose much time on that one. I mean, I'm annoyed on that one, but this is more of a showcase. Hoping that wouldn't happen, but you can't help it when stuff does happen. That's why the estimate is what it is. Fly up slightly so I can get there perfectly. Position myself just so I can lock onto all of them. Multi-target as many as I can. As I said, fire as many of them as I can. Do that there. Target there. Okay, come on now. that there. Okay, come on now. Get that there. Are you the actual enemy that I do need to kill? No. Okay, game. Don't cost me time. Okay, where's the last enemy that I actually am required to kill? Okay, where are you? There are. There you are. There. There we go. As I said, sorry about that all. When the game decides to act up, it acts up. And that's why I said. The game is a little glitchy and budget title. So we want to tap up here, go over here. Checkpoint there. Where's the next spawn? There we go. So want to hover just so that I can manually target all of them. Come on. Get all of them locked on. Take that one out there. Get as many as I can locked on. So they do take some damage. As I said, this is all about making sure I do not die and that I get as many proper uses of my ammo as I can. There's that there. And again, part of the estimate is basically because you lose a lot of time just off of pure sheer amount of if or not you misuse your ammo. There we go for that there. Let's go from here, there, everywhere. There we go for that one, 2 left. Okay, there we go there. Okay, for you. Let you get away a bit. There we go. Get the snipe there. Oh, I'll want to position just so that the enemies that are spawning close by, I get to take out. Okay, second set here. Third set here. Want to make sure I lock onto all of them as many as I can. Again, we want to basically be able to take out as many enemies as we can. If that needs flying a little bit away to lock on, then we want to fly a little bit away to lock on. There we go for that there. Come on, you. Okay, come on now. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Sorry, all if I'm being quiet, but this game's already acting up a little bit, so again, need to actually time it perfectly on that. That's there. There. Come on. Come on, thank you. There we go for 12. Come on. I want to position myself just so that I can multi-target them. There we go. Almost a direct hit. So we want to basically use what we got. Come on. Okay, come on. Game. Be kind to me. There we go for that there. Yes, resetting out to the menu is all loud in that one there. For any percent and all the other stuff because of the way this game acts. sometimes. And when it does happen, you just gotta roll with the punches. 2 left. 1 left. There we go. Not the best ammo count, but I'll take it. Take it for having to lose time on it. But that's sort of the estimate there. I was not expecting to have the enemies have a problem, but all in the estimate. All in the estimate. Not the cleanest, but we take what we can get, considering how this game acts. Again, hopefully you're all enjoying this. Thanks again for letting me be able to show this. Okay, come on now. Let me multi-target them, please. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, game. There we go. There we go for that there. Come on, let me multi-target these. Come on. There we go. 13. Come on. Come on. Come on, game. As I said, the ammo is important. It's 11. Are you a correct target? I'm not sure on that one right now, but let's get rid of you. 10 left on that one. Just gotta be precise on my shooting. As you can see, when it starts just wanting to target enemies that don't count. There we go. That one there. Come on now. There we go. There's 5 left. 4. 3. You can start to see like just how hard it is to get some of these things correct. Are you correct? One left. Come on now. 0. There we go. There we go. By the way, how much time did I lose on that mission? More than I want to admit. Most likely. Anyway, Erica's basically saying to Clara, hey, hang out here, I need you to do some stuff, while she and the rest are trying to set up a surprise birthday party for her. And this is gonna look horrible, but, oh, am I already at 52 minutes? Was it that bad? Oh, was that a 30? Yeah, that's about what's happened for that one, so yeah. Thank God the rest is gonna be hopefully a bit easier. Damn, that was horrible. Yeah, note, I might go over estimate now because of the game deciding to do that. I probably will, but what the hell do you expect me to do? That's one of those that never happened. That's never happened before. So what do you want me to do there? Oh yeah, I forgot. Because of that. Okay, I forgot. If I did that, it immediately just. This is horrible. This is horrible. So yeah, we're gonna. I forgot. Going like that immediately does not count it as a complete mission. So y'all gonna see something interesting now, which is why the any percent category had to change on that one. So we're gonna just do something. Here we're at paradoxical. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is sort of a reroute on the fly here because I screwed up. So because of that one, we're gonna have to use the 90% strategy on this one. Yeah, that's right. It does keep the changes on that one. So yeah, prepare to see just like a quick anything on that one, and I'm gonna have to redo this, eventually for some dumb stuff, but it's all in good fun. Bang head against wall here, mage. Bang head against. Oh no, wait, it did give me the 5. I forgot it did count. Good. Whew. I was wondering on that one. Oh well. All good. All good. I should already be on the final boss by now. Thanks, game. You cost me a lot of time. You did. You cost me like 10. You cost me almost 20 minutes because of that despawn. And you didn't find out about it until the very end of it. I said this game was a budget title, and I said there were problems with it glitch-wise. Never had it despawn, not so much despawn, but not let me kill one of the final enemies needed. Which, as I said, this is very rare. I estimated for deaths, not for having to redo an entire mission because it wouldn't let me kill an enemy. That's a huge difference. Gotta love that. Gotta love it. Don't y'all? Let's go. I've also been screwing up here. There. But on this mission, it's like, birthday party went well. Laura finds out that Erica's birthday is coming up, so decides to set something up here. Well, it's been a couple months. It's a routine mission here. Let's see here. It's not my fault that basically I'm probably going over now because the game decided to despawn a very crucial thing at the very end. Luckily in this one, we just gotta kill all these enemies, avoid Rita, because honestly she's not take damage for some reason I've never heard of her, and the game does not explain who the heck she is. There's that there, there's that there. There's that there. That there. If I'm lucky, I might be able to finish on time. Okay, now we just have to sit back, relax, and wait, because we can't kill Rita, so right now it's just waiting until events happen in the story. Also, sorry for the problem there. I can't help when the game decides to act up. I can't help it when the game decides to act up. That I had to also back out of it after realizing the problem happened, because normally, as you saw, like how long it took me to beat the first time versus the second time. Now I'm just going to wait here because we can't do anything, because static out and that stuff. Erica is going to try to go for help, and something sad happens. And that's what happens when apparently it stopped to get a drink, and stuff happens. Wow, game, you just cost me a lot of time and made this look horrible. That's never happened before when that happens. But that's why the estimate is what it is. Because limited ammo count. Mind you, this was planning for a limited ammo count for those missions and having worse luck. So, yes, it happens. We're just gonna chill here, enjoy the game beeping at us for a little bit while we let events happen. I should have restarted sooner, but I did not think it was that far. You know, it gave it the opinion of we could beat it, but no. Luckily, I might still make it in time if I'm lucky. This game. I said it was glitchy! It's a hot glitchy mess sometimes. And if I didn't think about it, and if I forgot, if we would have had it not count the mission on it, which I did not realize it had gone to 5 because, well, having to go through the menu, and it's been a while since I've had to actually do that on some things. I would have showcased just how we despawn things, but it's like withdrawal immediately starts to wonder whether or not you actually might not be a human after all. I'll try to explain some of the weirdness later on. Excuse me. Actually, Clara basically gets hurt. Well, not Clara. Erica run. She survives, but barely. And Erica... Clara here gets Super Saiyan. You know, like Goku going like when Krillin gets energy blasted right through the heart from Frieza. Yes, spoilers for Dragon Ball Z, y'all. But we're going to just hang here, wait for things. Break free of the fact that we can't attack, go into a bit of berserk mode, but we can't stop doing that one. Weapon should be blocked. Essentially, with that one is static interference, but it doesn't matter. Erica survives, but she's also gone. She's also now paralyzed, sadly. So we're just chilling here and waiting to have the game fade out, because we can't destroy her, as you can notice with the health on that one. So we're just sliding here, waiting for things on that one. If I'm lucky, I might barely finish underestimate. Thank God I kept the padding for that, because I did not expect despawn on that one, as you can see, versus how long it took me on not having it happen versus having it happen. Clara is basically beating herself up on that one. Not in a coma, but like we have to deal with like one of her dreams right now. And again, my luck with marathons. I've said it before, I'll state it again. I have horrible marathon luck. Anyway, we just gotta kill some enemies here while she's talking. You know, the whole illusion of things. That there, that there. That there. Hopefully I don't die in the last sections, because it's going to... I lost a lot of time thanks to the game deciding to despawn one of the enemies that I needed to kill. Game giveth, the game taketh away. This is also one of the other reasons why in-game time is not really a good timing method, because there's no time for that one there. Also a death on that one, so yeah. 4 had mistakes in it. Sorry, y'all. Nothing I could do there. Because 4 is like the one mission that is tight even when you have non-paradoxical stuff, let alone limited ammo. So we'll go through here. We're now on the second to last mission. we'll want to immediately change our weapon to the javelin, because we'll need it for the second part of it. We're tasked with taking out a mothership. Again, alien theme. So we're going in. We're going in hot. Essentially, and we're just going to go all out because we get a refill just before the start, just before the second half. Find out, like, there's supposed to be a problem for actually using the hold system too much. I'll explain that in a little bit. But yes, the problem for that will be explained soon. But Erica, sorry, not Erica, frickin' Clara is starting to lose all emotions, aka becoming Rei Ayanami for those Evangelion fans out there. Let's back up, target as fast as we can. Waste shots here. Multi-target as fast as we can. Get rid of all those. You. There's that there. Come on now. Lock on as much as I can. So I'm going to want that. Lock on as fast as we can so we can deal more damage. Come on. Move there so we can get more precise shooting. There we go, 9 left. That there. Sorry if I'm being quiet, but the game's annoying me right now, so and this stage also lags a little bit on that one. Do not go out of bounds, mage. There we go. Want to get down here. Position myself just so I can get rid of all of them. Five left. 4 left. 3 left. Thank God for keeping a padding on the estimate for just in case I had to deal with something like that. Luckily, as I said, we get a full ammo refill, so I'm just taking rid of all those as fast as we can, so now we're going inside. Want to slowly do that there. We don't need to go all the way inside, we just need to touch this piece right here for it to spawn us to the next state, well, the next half of the mission, which is we're going inside, we're taking out the enemy stronghold. As you notice, like, Erica, our waifu for the game, is starting to lose, you know, as I said before, starting to lose a bit of her emotions. We want to back up here, multi-target as much as possible, avoid the giant, our swarm of missiles here. Get that there, avoid as much damage there, take the first room of enemies, try to get, normally you want to try to be as far as you can on this one, so we can, say, you know, not have to deal with the slowly moving with the mothership on that one, how much the humans know about the effects of the hold system. I'll explain it in a bit. Well, the game also explains it too, but want to position myself perfectly here. Spawn the enemies. Back up here a little bit. Fire as much as I can, as fast as I can. Fly back a little bit, backflip a bit, to avoid the initial missile swarm. Get as many enemies as I can, because we're inside a ship, and it is clouded as anything. 7. Dodge quick as well as that one, so we line up with the enemy's targeting. 5. 4. 3. 2. If you notice, I'm being very free with my ammo usage for reasons. Now we need to head this way, if I recall, or is... No, where's the targeting thing? There it is. Need to head up this way. As I said, not my fault for the game despawning stuff. Well, not letting me complete it. Mission in it. But positions are still slowly here. Fire as fast as I can to get rid of one of the enemies. Backflip a little bit. Fire as much as I can here, as fast as I can. Avoid as much damage as I can. Basically lock on as fast as I can to as many enemies as I can. Avoid the multi-target missiles. Note the fact that I am now out of them. But do that there. Wait there. There's that. Make sure to dodge into their line of fire so that I can make sure to gauge them with the damage. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there's that. Let me ask yourself, mates, why did you waste all of your shots there? Don't you have more enemies to kill? Well, yes and no. How much do you know? Our purpose here, how well we are. How much do you know? President, Clara is a bit of a grunt, you know, like Special Squadron, but not, but does not know that much about tech secrets. So, we're at the final boss. You notice how that does not have a health bar? We can't beat the final boss. So, yeah. We just have to wait here until time. We've now beat all the enemies here, so, this is why we just, waste as much ammo as we can getting here. Because, well, we don't need it. So we're just gonna wait here until we get close to things. And I'm almost glad for the padded estimate on that one because of having a bit of a despawn later on. Holy crap, I will actually finish under estimate. Thanks, game, for basically costing me a lot of time. If you did enjoy this game, I highly recommend checking out the speedrun. The only runner for it, but we have categories for everything on that one. And, you know, Paradoxical is a good, you know, it's a fun thing to do. And you said hard's fun, you know, like, all of it is good. It's got a lot of sweetness, the game could be pretty fast, the story is relatively interesting, even though you don't get to see much of it. As I said, you really get to find out about, Clara and Erica, you know, really having a sweet relationship, caring about each other. I can't tell if it's platonic or if it's actually more romance or not. The game never explains. No longer human, you're a mere weapon. The held system, as I said, really does strip some of the other, like, you know, emotions from that one, only really, you know, caring about battle. But it has one other side effect. And as someone who has a vision problem, I can well, not so much appreciate it, but as it says here, I use the now soon. The only thing you'll be able to feel is the joy of bloodshed. Uh, this is slowly taking Clara's eyesight and draining color-wise on that one. As the epilogue, she is actually going blind slowly, and Erica no longer being able to fly. They both end up doing actual cleric work, you know, for the rest of those and that one. Also, time. And that's Wing of Darkness on Paradoxical with no major glitches. Thank God I added in the extra 5 minutes on that one because of the game frickin' causing me to have to restart core. Thank God the game, you know, I did that one because I would not have known it would have let me until after the, thank God on that one because that's a new thing to learn on that one. Both of them survive on that one. I'm pretty sure they won't have time for me to actually showcase anything here of the epilogue on that one, but I do highly thank you all for letting me showcase this. And as I said, that's the game. I do also highly recommend following me. I do try to stream where I can. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Haven't heard anything on that one. Hopefully you all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes.
You want me to do some stuff, or do you want me to cut on that one?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have time for you to show off anything.
I know. Thank you, game, for causing that problem. So sorry about that, but I did not know until legitimately the last thing. Okay, can I find it? And it's like, because that mission should not have a death, and that other thing, you know, it's like shouldn't happen. But anyway, you know, like the person struggling is like, I did what I could. I made up the time for it, but thanks again for letting me show off this run.
Of course.
Hopefully, chat liked it, even though it doesn't look like anybody was in chat. But hopefully everybody did enjoy it. And I'll also say I'll be back tomorrow for the Super Dimension Fortress Macross or the PS2 for both storylines. So I'll promote coming back all tomorrow to watch that. But I guess I'll pass it over to our next runner.
Yep. Of course. Up next we have. Up next we have Luigi's Mansion. Any percent. No out of bounds. All doors unlocked. By Saria100. And then after that, the alpha version of Outer Wilds. And we'll have those up coming very, very shortly.